forces to form GPD's multi-agency task force. According to GPD Chief Stephen Ignacio, it was an immediate solution to the shortage of police officers, especially when conducting follow-up investigations.
Despite the shortage, we have a responsibility as the KUAM Police Department to make sure that we go out and continue to fight crime. And so, in discussion with the governor and lieutenant governor, and their objectives of keeping the community safe, we couldn't just sit around and wait until there was enough officers. So what can we do working together as law enforcement agencies that represent the island to come out and combat crime?
In the second week of their operations, Chief Ignacio says they are still working on what their overall objective is, need to determine an official name of the task force, and are continuing to train all the officers on how to use GPD's computer systems.
But even at that, when they came in, they hit the ground running, and one of the first cases that I assigned to them was the knife throwing incident in Sinonia. And as you can see, that's the effect that the task force is going to have in conjunction with the Criminal Investigation Division, because they're continuing to work on the more serious cases that are time-consuming and take up a lot of resources.
And like you mentioned, some of the law enforcement agencies are Port Authority as well as Airport. How do you think that this will help also in the fight or the war on drugs?
Well, they bring in their training and their experience, and then that helps because the task force is not strictly just for criminal cases. They're going to be doing a whole array of different duties.
According to Chief Ignacio, these duties include drug interdiction, responding to patrol officers' reported crimes, conducting follow-up investigations in collaboration with the Criminal Investigation Division. She said stop and struggled to push him off of her. Now 26-year-old Javen Bondad is facing rape charges. According to court documents, the victim entered Bondad's car in a Tumon parking lot on January 28th when it began to rain. The two were kissing when Bondad abruptly forced himself on top of the victim. He allegedly took off her clothes despite her pleas to stop and then sexually assaulted her. Bondad was charged with third-degree criminal sexual conduct as a second-degree felony and fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct as a misdemeanor. A sex offender who didn't update his address change on the registry is accused of sexually assaulting a teenager. Court documents state on February 16th, Anthony Troy Tenorio, 36, allegedly grabbed a 15-year-old girl around her waist and spun her before touching her inappropriately. Police then discovered Tenorio is a registered sex offender who changed addresses and failed to register his new physical address. He was charged with failure to register address change with the Guam Sex Offender Registry and fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct. 38-year-old Zachary John San Augustine Manabusan was arrested on a charge of possession of a Schedule II controlled substance after he was pulled over in a vehicle on February 20th. Manabusan was the passenger of the vehicle who had been fidgeting underneath his seat before being pulled over. Court documents state he was trying to reach his phone. However, police discovered 4 small clear plastic bags with suspected meth inside, as well as a glass pipe with suspected meth residue. According to court documents, Manabusan denied owning the items, but told police he had smoked the drug ice about 2 days ago. The driver of the vehicle also denied owning the items. 6 public schools introduced the Junior Police Cadet Pilot Program into their curriculum. Chief Brody Memorial Elementary 5th grade students demonstrate their training at a joint press conference with the Guam Police Department and Guam Department of Education. It's all about working together as 2 agencies on island have come together to launch the Junior Police Cadet Program.
This is really a great partnership, and this is just an example where I hope we can continue to go, having the overall mindset that working together between the school system, our law enforcement on Guam, that we can work together to build these young people up into the kinds of role models, the kinds of citizens that we desperately need to move our community forward.
It was GPD that brought the program to GDOE's attention. According to Chief Stephen Ignacio, he was reflecting on how robust the program was early in his law enforcement career. Chief Ignacio says it was one of his goals when he entered GPD chief office to bring the program back.
We're here to teach better decision making and prepare these kids, for the future and making good decisions. It's not just about marching. It's not just about calling cadence. It's about coming in and teaching them some of the programs that we have in place, like the stranger danger, the anti-bullying. Stay positive, make good decision making.
KUAM speaks with a few of the junior cadets following their demonstration at Chief Brody Memorial Elementary School. The class commander, Alyssa Viva, calls the cadets to order and leads the formation routine. Viva was chosen to be the commander by GPD officers. She said she was nervous at first, but has now become used to holding the position.
You're going to learn courtesy, discipline, and respect.
Teaching those core values and also the power in working together.
We all have to work together, and working together, it will not get easier, but it'll get better.
Come May 16th, the 6 public schools will come together for a big exhibition at the Agana Shopping Center for each class to perform their work. The Department of Public Health's Division of Senior Citizens is gearing up for the Manamco Month, and Sabrina Salas-Mantanani reports they're searching for the island's super seniors to take part.
It's their time to really shine. The month of May has been set aside to honor the island's senior citizens. Public Health is already making preparations to make sure this year's celebration is just as grand as years past. Division of Senior Citizens Administrator Art San Augustine and his staff met with village mayors to corral their support and to help with the word out there looking for centenarians.
This celebration is a time to honor our seniors on Guam who are going to be 100 years of age in 2020 or over. So we're asking that you reach out to your community. It's all really on a voluntary basis. We have had some families who have opted not to be recognized, and we respect their decision. We also ask that you help us reach out to your communities, to your various communities, and ask that they will please consider being honored.
Public Health is asking that you fill out the centenarian forms on their website at dphss.guam.gov. The deadline to make your nomination is February 28th. Aside from the search for centenarians, Public Health is also reaching out to mayors for nominations to award Outstanding Seniors, which is a new program the division is launching in 2020.
This is really a chance for you, the mayors, to identify someone from within your village who you believe and support as someone who's contributed to your community and is outstanding for your respective village. It could be someone from the Senior Citizen Center or someone who is not attending the Senior Citizen Center. Someone who's actually supported other seniors to age in place, to access services within your respective villages, or to help caregivers, or just to improve the overall quality of life of your respective village.
And like last year, Guam Super Seniors will be facing off at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse for the Senior Goodwill Games, or Wegan Manamco. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas-Mantanani.
The offices of Guam Homeland Security and Civil Defense and the Mariana Regional Fusion Center held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the recent completion of the MRFC facility in Agana Heights. The MRFC was first recognized as the nation's 78th Fusion Center in April 2013. Since then, the MRFC has expanded to 12 full-time intelligence analysts, with the inclusion of the Fusion Liaison Officers Program with partnerships from local, private, and federal partner agencies. The MRFC also partners with the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands Fusion Center node out of Saipan. The facility provides the capability to enhance information sharing system to prevent crime and terrorism in the Asia-Pacific region. Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have trend spotting and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers Report.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now. Attention Guam business owners. Green Energy Solutions would like to help you save on your power bill. We supply various LED lighting, energy-efficient air conditioners, solar thermal VRF systems, and solar panels. You can count on our product warranty and quick turnaround and immediate response service. GESI has saved other local businesses over 80% off their power. Call us to see how much we can save your business. Call us today at 647-8111 or visit gesiguam.com for more information.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
At a GVB conference, GHRA President Mary Rhodes says tourism will be taking a hit. This up next and more on Trend Spotting. Hafid everyone, I'm Cami Aguirola and welcome back to another episode of Trend Spotting. Here are the topics that had you talking this week, starting with Team Guam going against Team New Zealand this Sunday. Team Guam is ready for their game against New Zealand this weekend. EJ Calvo head coach said,
"We play with no fear. We know New Zealand is athletic. We know they're strong. We know they play hard. We're actually big fans of their program and how they've grown to an Olympic level basketball program in the world. And we want to be on their heels as the next rising team in Oceania."
Team Guam is riding an undefeated 24-0 win streak dating back to the 2018 Micronesian Games. Guam ran the tables in Yap and swept the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers held in Thailand and is back-to-back Pacific Games gold medalists. Center Jonathan Galloway said,
"I'm very excited. This is my first really opportunity to be able to play in front of the home crowd. We had a 3-on-3 tournament, but besides that, I've never been able to play a regulation game. So being able to do that at the highest level that our program and our team has ever played in, it's a great opportunity."
The game against New Zealand will be tough, but the guys are motivated and ready to hold down home court. Here are some of your comments. Bernadita Kitagua said, "Congratulations, Team Guam. We got this." And another Facebook user said, "Let's win this, Team Guam." GHRA President Mary Rhodes advises the tourism industry to wake up. The Guam Visitors Bureau held its second briefing with industry officials on efforts to safeguard against the coronavirus. While everyone is doing their part, the numbers aren't looking so good. Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association President Mary Rhodes advised tourism industry folks to wake up. Even though Guam's public health, the airport, and GVB are doing its best to ward off the coronavirus, more needs to be done. I think we need to take the time to really understand what this is going to mean for Guam, and it's not a short-term thing, she said. For example, after the North Korea threat, it took Guam 2 years to see an upswing in the Japanese market, and with concerns over the coronavirus, GVB reported at least 14,000 cancellations to the territory. Guam has 0 cases of coronavirus and the threat is low, but Rhodes warns Guam's economy will still likely take a hit. The Guam Chamber of Commerce attempted to plan ahead by writing a letter to the governor requesting a moratorium on March 1st implementation of the minimum wage hike. Chamber Chairwoman Christine Boleto writing, "The impact of this current crisis could translate to a reduction in 33% in income for employees directly and indirectly involved in the tourism industry. The detrimental effect in our economy and community would be significant." The moratorium, if it does go through, would be in effect September 1st, and Governor Luliangaro shot it down. "By law, it's mandated to be effective by March," she said, "and we are going to abide by the law and not put a moratorium on the minimum wage." Meanwhile, Rhodes says businesses should start preparing now, adding there's no telling how long the downturn will last because there's no cure for the coronavirus at this time. Here are some of your comments on Facebook. Vivian Sharf Pangilinan said, "Why don't they offer good local packages? I mean, something spectacular so people will want to do a staycation and spend their money locally." Jeffrey Arnold said, "Create staff development training to build resilient service industry workforce, co-sponsor with the community colleges, multifaceted Pacific Regions workshop, and conferences in tourist industry. This idea will boost the local capacity building on the regional islands, and that's an investment for the long-term potential workforce on Guam." Norma Jean said, "The lives of the people who live on Guam is priority over tourism and economy. As all have suggested, cater to the local and military families, reduce the costs. Better and smarter to make something rather than nothing at all." The Attorney General will not prosecute the cop who struck a handcuffed man. While some may believe he was sucker punched, the Office of the Attorney General during a press conference announced the actions of a police officer who struck a man who was cuffed and in custody were justified. The video went viral and sparked a Guam Police Department internal affairs investigation, an FBI investigation, and separate investigation by the Attorney General's office. On Tuesday afternoon, Attorney General Levin Camacho and Chief Prosecutor Basil O'Malley announced there was simply not enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that police officer Joey Uggan used excessive force when arresting Joe jailbird Carlos on December 3rd of last year at Ipao Beach in Tumon. Police were responding to a report from a lifeguard who alleged that Carlos tried to assault him, was calling out other people to fight, and was swinging punches at random people. Court documents state that Carlos thrust himself backwards toward the police officer and kicked the rear bumper of the patrol car. It was then that Officer Uggan allegedly conducted an open palm strike to Carlos's abdomen to gain compliance and place him back into the police car. Carlos was charged with criminal mischief assault and disorderly conduct, while Officer Uggan was placed on leave and an investigation was launched. The AG's office said it interviewed witnesses in this case, including the police officers, on-scene tourists, the individual who shot the video that went viral, but not Carlos. Attorney General Camacho at the end of the day made the ethical decision not to prosecute. Here are some of your comments. Bobby Toves said, "We understand all the technical aspects of effectuating an arrest, but the suspect was already in handcuffs. Come on, man, be fair. You guys are just all covering up one another in terms of law enforcement personnel. I don't care what you guys come to or concluded, but in our eyes, that's use of force by an officer." Matthew Faculo said, "Witnesses were interviewed and all had the same conclusion. Excessive force was necessary. Focus on the bigger picture that led to the force." Barbara Jean Guerrero said there were how many officers and he was already restrained. Really uncalled for, abuse of power. The governor says the new law to fund GMH can't be carried out. A bill to appropriate $10 million to the Guam Memorial Hospital may have allowed to lapse into law, but according to Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, it cannot be executed. The $10 million was to go toward the replacement of the electrical panel, pay for a generator, roof repairs, and to purchase an electronic health record system. The legislation was passed unanimously by all senators that were present during the vote. The governor does not share the legislature's desire to fix hospitals' problems below. In her message to the legislature, she writes that because she also recognizes $10 million isn't enough, she has asked the Guam Economic Development Authority to immediately consider financing options. Health Oversight Chair Senator Therese Terlahi, in the meantime, has introduced legislation to prioritize millions of dollars in the governor's proposed fiscal year 2021 budget to go towards the GMH improvement projects. Terlahi saying the senator's proposed budget doesn't allocate funding for the known urgent capital improvement needs at the hospital. Her Bill 294 would immediately dedicate an additional $11 million to GMH capital improvement and equipment priorities from fiscal year 2021 revenues. This investment will allow the adequate planning and thorough vetting of additional long-term construction plans for the hospital. On Facebook, Swang Edwards said, "It's been an emergency for the past 20 years. Before you give away money to fund your priorities, look around and open your eyes and see the real community problems." Lastly, the State of the Island address is this coming Monday. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero will be giving the address, and we will broadcast it live on TV8 at 6:30 p.m. We will also share the stream at 6:30 as well. And that's all for this week. Sinzuas Masi for watching, and I'll see you next time.
On February 23rd, international basketball arrives on Guam. Don't miss the action at this FIBA Asia Cup qualifier. Guam versus New Zealand. Tickets on sale now at Foodie's locations.
Webster trying to create separation, finds on the inside. Oh, what a jam!
Guam versus New Zealand is brought to you by Bank of Guam, Docomo Pacific, Gatorade, Foodies, Coors Light, KFC, Kloppenberg Enterprises, and KUAM Communications.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome back. Now, we tell you each and every week on this Crime Stoppers segment what to do if you're in a dangerous situation, how you can report crimes, what should happen if you find yourself in a very, very scary and dangerous situation. And Officer Paul Tapao from GPD, we actually have one Guamanian who took action. It definitely was a terrifying situation. It involved a minor, but she did the right thing.
Absolutely. You know, initially when we first reported that, our officers responded to an attempted kidnapping. And, you know, the gist of really what happened was she was walking from home to her school. She was met by an unknown man by the church who had asked her for candy. She knew that based on her observation that the guy didn't seem right. I guess she followed her intuition and she immediately reported to the authorities. She recognized and realized that this is a stranger danger situation. She ran exactly the way we teach it. It's textbook and how we go into the school and report it. And, you know, bringing it to light and everything was really the first thing, because usually when you deal with kids that age, understanding how to report crimes and how to take the appropriate measures in these types of situations, that student from CO Taitano, I want to commend her for what she did and the actions that she took, because of the fact that she recognized a threat and she prevented herself from becoming a victim. And although we had, based on the interview, we did place an individual there. We did place a situation that had happened, and you know, we moved it as a suspicious incident and a suspicious person, and we classed it as a harassment. But nonetheless, her understanding what needed to be done and how she addressed it is exactly what we teach our kids in the schools of DOE, and of course to the community, about these type of situational awareness and what you need to do.
And she exhibited very important traits of being an aware student. She was incredibly brave. She kept her head about her. And you tell us here all the time the 3 things that you need to do if you find yourself in that kind of situation, particularly an attempted abduction. You want to run immediately. You want to get somewhere safe, and then you want to tell a grown-up or tell someone you're related to.
Absolutely. When we did that segment in Crime Time, we used the DANGER acronym. You know, we took the word danger and we broke that
when we
down.
had the demo of what to do.
Absolutely. You know, the distance, assess what's going on, take note of who the perpetrator is, take note of your safety bug out place where you can go. And she knew that the school was there, the fire station was there, but the trust mechanism was to go to the school and tell the immediate adults. She told the first worker, the first staff that she saw, she immediately brought it up to the staff, and the staff brought it up the proper chains. But you know, that's how you take note. And of course, the G aspect is to go. If you know that this is a dangerous situation, you go. E, you know, escape and evade. Do everything that you can to escape. And of course, R is reporting it. So textbook, you know.
And you also taught us to draw attention to yourself.
Absolutely.
You scream, yell for help, say something's wrong, and you know, get more people to become aware of what might be happening.
You're absolutely
Go to a crowded
correct.
place.
You're spot on in that. And for a, you know, this is something that we can take back. And when we go out and we do our outreach to the schools, this is something that we can actually portray, that this is exactly what needs to be done. And, you know, not just there, but the community in itself. I want to commend the mayor and the local neighborhood watch group that were actively a part of this investigation. And not just this, but also the other cases that happened. And we did make an arrest on the Karen Hickey incident. But just the community understanding what needed to be done and how the community stood up based on this incident was really, it's something to be proud of. And it really displayed the true public-private partnership in which the Guam Police Department works towards to establishing with the community outreach and of course the community support and trusting in what we can do to help each other.
And we should say that this girl has, you know, and we're going to keep her identity obviously because she's a minor, we're going to keep it anonymous, but she exhibited these traits that, like among her peers, would say, wow, you're a superhero. You did this. You did this amazing thing. You kept yourself safe and you report it. But these are traits, Sarge, and these are skills that any student could do.
Absolutely.
All she needed to do was keep her mind, head in the game, and know what to do, right?
It's textbook, like what I've been saying. This is textbook. This is, you know, from the incident that happened with the unknown man offering candy, for her to react to that, it was really, you know, like we've been saying, you know, it's 1.24 seconds just to perceive a threat from happening, and instinctively, her intuitions and the teachings that she's developed growing up, and at that young age, for her to react to that, it's really, you know, textbook in itself. It's it's the traits that you demonstrated or the traits that you shared is exactly what we are trying to teach the kids. And we continuously go out there. Our junior police cadet program, we have a stranger danger curriculum that we teach the schools that when we go out and then we do our outreach, because these are incidents that will happen on Guam. These are incidents that has happened. So these are the things in which we want to do our part in teaching the students and how to be cognizant of their surroundings, understanding situation awareness, and what to do when you're approached with this type of situation.
All right, well, let's get to our crime of the week real fast and let people know what they can do to help solve this crime.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, here's what you need to know.
On Friday, February 7, officers from the Tumon Precinct Command entertained a robbery that occurred at the number 1 market in Tumuning. Now, the preliminary police report suggests that around 6 in the morning, the store owner had arrived for daily operations. During the course of opening the store, she noted an unknown man standing by the sidewalk fronting Route 1 Marine Corps Drive. As she entered back into the store, the same individual entered the store behind her. As the store owner was walking behind the counter, the unknown man walked behind her, brandishing a knife, and demanded money. Fearful for her safety, she immediately relinquished cash from the register, in which the unknown man fled towards the exit of the store. The man was only described as tall, with a slim build, and possibly being local. He was last seen wearing a black hooded jacket and gray shorts. Now, the Guam Crime Stoppers is seeking the help from the community relative to this case. If anyone has any information about this crime or any other crime, you can call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP, that's 4357, or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
All right, these are honest people who are trying to run honest businesses. So if you have any information, please get in touch with GPD. Let them know how. So Sarge, I want to get back real quick to the message that's being conveyed to like these students. I'm sure as someone who goes out to the schools as often as you do, along with your colleagues in GPD, it must give you a sense of pride, to see that these kids, they're not just sitting there because it's a school activity and they have to sit in the cafeteria or in the library and listen to a member of GPD talk and talk and talk. They're paying attention, they're taking these lessons to heart, and they're actually putting it into action. That must make you feel incredibly proud.
It is, thank you for that. That's really uplifting and everything. And, I want to attribute it to the team. Our team at Community Affairs, Officer Santos, Officer Wynn, and of course, Officer Palacios, and of course, Lieutenant Guerrero, for allowing us to be a part of this, and all the precinct commanders that allow us to be a part of their operations and being a part of their community outreach. But when we hear kids talking about how they understood what we're talking about and the substance that we bring into the school, this is really, just testimony of what we do and the importance of the substance that we bring into the school. But, nonetheless, we continue to work. And of course, this is how we gauge where we can improve. This is how we gauge where we know that it hits home with the kids. And of course, the substance that we bring, we make sure that the kids have an understanding that you can make a difference by the choices and the decisions that you make.
All right, well done. We'll see you next week.
Thanks again for having us.
All right, we'll see you right after this.
In 2019, we raised the bar by launching the first ever lifetime powertrain warranty on new Hyundais. And now we're excited to share that starting February 1st, all new 2020 Jeeps, Ram trucks, and Dodge Performance cars will come with a lifetime powertrain warranty. That includes all your favorites like the Jeep Gladiator and award-winning Ram 1500.
So come on over to Cars Plus and experience what makes us different, like our homegrown culture, state-of-the-art facility, world-class products, and unparalleled value.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
When your birthday falls on the weekend, that means you can go to the mall, go to the beach, go to Two Lovers Point, go down south, go hang out with family and friends because you have 2 days to celebrate the awesomeness that is you. So, on Saturday, February 22nd, happy birthday to Avaya Pinoña. Also, happy birthday number 13 to Rylea Titano. Rylea's birthday shout-out comes from Mom, Dad, and the whole family. And happy birthday to Kaylin's very own Sean Titano. Sean, it's a great time to have you as a member of our family. Happy birthday, bro. And happy birthday on Sunday the 23rd to Ponikiala Borja. Happy first birthday to Pony Girl. We love you, say Daddy and the entire Ohana. And happy birthday number 11 to Caleb C. Borja. This comes from your entire family. Lots of birthday shout-outs to get to, and that is a great thing to do. So make sure you keep sending them in, everybody. Go to KUAM.com and click up at the top on birthdays and look for it on the KUAM Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Shout.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how